let me give you a chance to give an answer. No one's been able to really give an answer yet. Why do I feel badly about this game other than everyone thinks the Patriots are going to win for the first time since going back to maybe Carolina? I can't think of anyone detracting and saying, "Oh, they could get popped by the Panthers here." Every other game,
But even
whether
Carolina came in after shutting out Atlanta.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that,
But Atlanta, the Tampa Bay, the Browns. You sat here and said, maybe the Browns. Maybe the Browns are the team that they shouldn't lose to, but they end up losing to. No one's saying that about this game, and that alone worries me.
Well, it's just because of the spot, I think, is why you're worried. It's Thursday night. It's a short week. It's been a long stretch of games where they haven't had a break. This will be their 11th consecutive game. No bye. Bye still a couple weeks off. So I think that's probably the source of your unease when you're thinking about this game. It's really not about the matchup, although there are a few things that the Jets can do, I think, to make this a little bit closer than people expect. Their run game has been very good at times. Now the Patriots' run defense has been good, but it's a little bit of a unique run game with a quarterback who can run and is a powerful runner, and Breece Hall's having a good season. Pressure-wise, can they pressure Drake May to the point where it becomes a little closer than people expect? Will McDonald had 4 sacks last week, Fred. 4 sacks and 9 pressures. Jermaine Johnson had 9 pressures on the other side. So they can get after quarterbacks. So if they can do those two things, if they can run it and get after Drake May and maybe you mix in a big return or two, now you're talking about a one-score game.
Yeah, and you're giving like a perfect scenario about you get a couple huge kick returns, which happens in every game, and then maybe it gets within one score.
They are a very good kick returning team. It was not just last week. It's over the
Except for
course
when
of this season. They've been pretty
Xavier
good.
Gibson decides to fumble when all the momentum is at your back, and decides to fumble away a game.
Well, don't take away from what they've been working on the most in practice. Special teams.
This is their third kick returner, by the way. This is the third guy that they've had back there. I know they put 2 back, but this is like the third main kick returner because the other guys just said take it.
Is there anything from a Patriots execution point that could trip them up tonight? I mean, we haven't seen it much from Drake May other than the horrific interception that he threw on Sunday. Is there anything else that like, oh, you got to make sure you don't try that too often because that could trip you up with any team, even the Jets?
Well, I do wonder if the Jets will try to do some of the things that the Bucs did that gave the Patriots some trouble offensively. What the Bucs did a lot of times was I shouldn't say a lot, it wasn't like it was 50% of the snaps, but it gave Drake May and this Patriots offense a little bit of a hard time when they actually dropped a bunch of people in coverage. So when they dropped 8 and rushed only 3, those were some of the Patriots' least successful, easy for me to say, offensive snaps. So you would think it's a little counterintuitive. He's still a young quarterback. You want to try to send the house at him. You want to try to speed him up, heat him up, make him make mistakes. He's been prone to making mistakes in the past. This year, he's been among the best quarterbacks in football against the blitz, to the point where Todd Bowles, who is as blitz happy as they come as a defensive coach, basically stopped blitzing after halftime, because Drake May against Tampa Bay was dynamite against the blitz yet again. So if they can do that thing that the Bucs did, which was a lot of times they spied Drake May with Levante David, spy him, drop a bunch of people into coverage, just flood those passing lanes that you've been so successful at hitting over the course of this season, maybe that gives the Patriots a little bit of trouble. Maybe there's a little bit of a quote-unquote blueprint out there, Hardy, to slow down the Patriots offense.
It seems like Drake May would be able to recognize that and say, okay, even though I'm not under a tremendous amount of pressure here, I've got 8 guys drop back into coverage. I can just go pick up 8 yards on my own right here. Is it because he doesn't feel the urgency to do it, or some of those guys who are drop back aren't deep enough to where he sees those openings?
I think it's that second thing. There might not be openings there to run because you have people that are dropping, and they're not dropping so deep where they're
linebacker level.
They're out of range of tackling you if you do decide to go and take off. And again, they might have a spy. If they have a linebacker who's about as fast as Drake May, Levante David, even though he's getting up there in age for the Bucs, still a very good athlete. And so I think he, almost on his own, was able to prevent Drake May scrambles on those types of plays last week.
The Jets linebackers are extraordinarily fast. They're unfortunately bad tacklers. But Quinn Williams' brother, is super fast. He was benched, but he played really well last Sunday. A lot of these guys on defense reacted well to in that game to the trades. They didn't act happy about the trades when they happened. but it did seem against Cleveland defensively. I did not say as a team. Defensively on the special teams, they had a spark. They definitely did. Like Jermaine Johnson and Will McDonald played well, and that's better than they usually play. They're very slight. They rely on quickness. Jermaine Johnson bigger than Williams. So, but the problem is the secondary is all kids. The linebackers are very fast. So they should, in theory, be able to contain May on the outside. But they have been vulnerable to Knicks. It can give you an example of Knicks, like dropping back, seeing a huge opening in the middle, and taking advantage. But like May escaping pressure and like getting out to a sideline and taking off, in my opinion, doesn't seem as likely. Now watch, you'll see. I've seen it on film. It happened 100 times against the Jets defense. But I don't know. They're quick at linebacker.
He does like to scramble up the middle, and so if he sees a lot of space in the middle of the field and there's just this massive opening at the line of scrimmage, could I see him taking off and trying to make a move on one linebacker, even if he's a really athletic guy, and trying to make one guy miss and creating a big play that way? Yeah, I think he might be able to do it. I just wonder if, the longer these guys play and the deeper in terms of the resumes that Drake May and the rest of this offense is putting up, I think defenses are going to start to try to find some answers to slow them down. And it might be this dropping into coverage thing. I did pull up the numbers here. These are from Nate Tice from Yahoo Sports. The Bucs dropped 8 into coverage 7 different times, so not a ton, but more than typical against New England. May went 3 for 7 for 26 yards and only had one successful, quote-unquote, successful play against those looks. So that should be something they try. They play a lot of man coverage, the Jets do, so that to me
too much
would be, and that could be dangerous against a mobile quarterback like May. If the play gets extended and your backs are turned to a fast quarterback, that can create some big plays. But if you have this spy situation going on and you drop enough guys into coverage, you can have multiple players with their eyes on the quarterback in those situations.
Yeah, they play a lot of man. They rely on a lot of blitzing. It's a lot. They're very vulnerable against a good team.
If you like that clip, and how could you not? Check out more videos from Toucher and Hardy here. Point slightly up and to the left. For more Patriots analysis and opinion, hit this playlist. Point slightly down and to the left. And for the latest from the Sports Hub, download at 985thesportshub.com.